And we found that what was lacking that time was something very simple: sharing of information. When you don't share information, when you don't involve people, obviously there will be suspicion, there will be a gap, and I'm sure the more it widens, itakuwa ni vita. Even in your home, let me tell you, brothers, your parents, majority of you, even with your wife, if for whatever reasons, mkaibida kuongea siku moja, you're having your own baggage, yeah? You go there, you're not talking the normal way. You stay for the first day, second day, you're not talking. You see now there will be tension. Gap inaweza kuongezea. That's why we had a problem in the country. We were in the political class, and we were working as one, and I'm telling you it has worked for us. Had you come to Embu 2 years back, this town you were seeing here was a heap of garbage. It was a heap of garbage. People who knows Embu. Can you say amen? You see, the level 5, which is the referral office hospital of the county, just here. Hello? Piriton was a problem, parent was a problem, essential drugs, pressure, diabetes. So people were dying of curable and treatable diseases. People used to go to Kirinyaga, Waigoros place for medical services. That's from Manyata area, this Kirimani. People from Ranges used to go to Modomi Chokis, Narakanibi. What a shame. People from Kriteris used to go to Matu. So one thing that we did, we ensured that in fact we have drugs back in the hospitals, and we are trying to sustain their challenges because the pure fringe and the people who are used experts in stealing, they are still trying. But we are trying to sleep all the, to block all the loopholes. So what I'm saying that what maybe you can share experience. It's a part of the thing I think we should share also when we're in Embu County. We are trying our best, at least our town is clean, not even only Embu town. Even other big town markets in Embu, we are cleaning, we have employed in fact cashews who are doing cleaning throughout. We have hospital medicine in the hospitals. Another thing that we have done, and that's about the corruption I was talking about. Embu County has a potential of collecting own source revenue to the tune of 1.2 billion. Because we harvest a lot of sand and stones from Bere. We have a lot of honey in Embu. We have all the towns. Hakuna kitu mali utakosa kitu ya kukota pesa. What does that mean now? When we took over the government in 2022, you can imagine 2022-2023 financial year, how much they had collected? 260 million, with a potential of 1.2 million. Then we discovered those figures are not true. They are manipulations. We started now sealing all the loopholes. Okay? They are funny digital platforms, but then we came up with some other more elaborate digital platforms. So I am saying now we have gone cashless, even if we are parking vehicles outside there. You want to miss a bit of challenges, but we are trying our best to ensure that in fact we put all this money together and do the development to our people. Embu, we can't say that we have had that reach. Sometimes I think when people pass through here on their way to Meru, they think that Embu, in fact, we are very endowed in terms of agriculture and all that. It's only a quarter of Embu where we produce enough food and we have enough water. That is Manyata Trojentes. Just a quarter of the land mass. Better north, better south. I think people maybe who know those areas, it's still a very big challenge. So Governor and I were struggling to ensure that people have enough water, at least for domestic use. As we think of irrigation, which is another big thing. Because they are very big shambas, their cells are very fertile, the problem is on the water. So we are not sleeping day and night to ensure that our people, brothers and sisters, in the north side, they have enough water for irrigation and also for domestic use. A couple of things you have talked about, and there are so many gaps. I remember, Mr. Kanye, when you was a trading unionist, when you were negotiating for the workers of this country, the civil servants. One of the biggest challenges we had was the gap in the salaries and allowances for people who are working under the national government and who are working, in fact, under the municipalities then. So after 2010, promulgation of the constitution, then we had the devolved governments. The salaries, there was a lot of conflict because the same salaries that were being awarded by the municipalities, they are the ones which some of them were inherited by the devolved governments. So I remember when the Serem was sitting there as the chair of SNRC, we had a lot of fights. Can you also what I'm talking about? Because we were fighting for harmonization, which was a mirage. It was not easy. Because when you look at another part of the law, also says that in fact if one has been earning certain benefit for a certain period, you cannot bring down So the only thing you can do is to harmonize. You bridge the gap. But is it easy? It is not easy. We are still struggling. You come to the county government here, another mess. And I think that was Karikari was trying to bring out. I don't know whether it was out of knowledge or out of, malice. The governors who came, in fact, from the 1st of 2013, they never followed the directives, the advisories from SRC. They came up with the very big, very ambiguous, very interesting policies and schemes. That's we find, in fact, even harmonizing the salaries and the others even today is still a problem. From where I sit, the other day, I was asking the neighboring county whether people are paying something you call extraneous allowance to a certain cluster of people. They told me, no, that one is not there. So it's something that was done at the policy level and is implemented. So you find that some counties are disadvantaged than others. That's why Nani was trying to talk about, we need to see what we can do. Maybe if it's through the COG, we try to harmonize as much as possible. Today, we have nurses working under contracts. And you see now, what we are paying them in Embu, what they are paid in Nairobi, what they are paying in Kisumu is so different. We need to have a middle ground. Those are some of the issues which are there. It's a journey, that's a bit slippery, but I think with the time, we should be able to address those issues. At county level, you address kusaidia watu wetu. Human resource, mwendelee to improve. As we tumesema, you see now we are moving between the digital, we are ways of doing things. Everything we think will be digital. Ama namna gani? So we must also keep on upgrading ourselves. We can't sit there to tunaweka farming. Can you kumbuka? Our days, could see files. Gathering Fubi. Are you ever 10 years from now? You might not even see a file in an office. So you must also keep on learning, keep changing the way of working and all that.
The HR instruments used in the national government are at variance with the ones used at the county government. And they are at variance with the ones used by state corporations.
Sure.
So you find the standards are not the same. So we need to create an environment where if I want to move from the county government to the national government, it is seamless because I move perhaps on the same grade. If I want to move from Embu County to Makueni County, there will be no hindrance. So we need to harmonize, we need to standardize our practices across the public service, and I think that is important. So in conclusion, what we are saying, and what the youth who are in front of you are saying, is that as they grow in leadership positions, and there was a topic on leadership, there is need to adopt a flexible leadership style. We have gone through a number of leadership styles, and we have seen those leadership styles that are detrimental to organizations and that are good to organizations. Should learn how to mentor others and how to delegate. We have learned that there are people who are very knowledgeable, but they keep that knowledge to themselves. So when their colleagues are performing poorly, they do not extend a helping hand. And they are happy to see the downfall of their colleagues. So we learned about the different types of people, and we are saying there is need to learn to mentor their people, and also know that success can be driven by self-initiative, innovation, and creativity. And again, we have an open discussion with the youth, and they have raised critical issues, especially touching on policies, that I think they are pertinent issues that they are raising. The HR policies, for instance, that we have currently, according to what we have gotten from them, is that they are not favoring the youth. they are varying as the old cohort that is exiting the service. Number one, there is need to review the current HR policies to ensure that they are aligned with the changing work environment. There are a lot of changes that are happening in our work environment, and we need to align our policies to those changes. There's need to create the right organizational culture by inculcating the right values and attitudes in our organizations. I think this is what we need to teach our youth. What we are lacking is what we call organizational culture. And this morning, one of the presenters presented a topic on organizational culture. This is an area that we completely need to change. As we bring this youth into the service, then there's a very compelling need for changing of the current culture that there is in the public service. Number three, we need to develop and integrate an approach to leverage technology and innovation. I think this is very important to the youth. And I was telling them we were employed when technology was actually at its lowest levels. We didn't have laptops, we didn't have mobile phones. The technology is going very fast. And we need to leverage on the fast changing levels of technology for us to move forward in the public service. They are also saying that they need to work with the government, the national government and the county government, to develop measures and mechanisms that you tap the youth potential. We have a lot of potential in the youth, but we have the mechanisms to tap the potential of these people you see in front of you. Promote values and ethical conduct by entrenching high performance culture and giving value for money in delivery of public service. I think this topic was the yesterday, where we are talking about youth embracing chapter 6 and chapter 10 of the Constitution, values and principles of the public service, and issues of ethical issues, transparency and accountability. They don't need to copy the bad behavior perhaps that has been there. You need youth who have the right culture. The youth have also indicated that they are going to assist in coming up with policies that will make the public service youth-friendly. The problem here, Your Excellency, is that the human resource policies and procedures are very rigid. They don't want to see a regulation that indicates come at 8, leave at 5.
Sure.
They're asking why can't I come and finalize my work and go home? They're also asking dress code. You know, in the HR policy, we have been saying you come with a tie and a suit, and they are saying this is very uncomfortable. I can't wear t-shirts. So those are the issues that they are asking. So we are telling them to assist us to come up with policies so that we can be able to align our human resource policies and procedures manually. And the acts, we have the Public Service Commission Act, which is also tying us a bit so that we can be able to review some of those provisions of the Act. Come up with policies, systems, structures, processes, procedures, and practices which are aligned to the needs of the workforce of the future. Sometimes processes, procedures, systems are themselves or create bureaucracy. So how can we de-engineer our processes? Do business process re-engineering so that work can be done faster.
interparliamentary, the union based in Geneva. And we are given the same treatment with all the members of the National Assembly of all independent parliament of the world. And every year, we have one conference we meet around the globe. We interchange the continent. If this year, like this year, we are in Asia, then Vietnam. Then the last year, we are in Africa, that was in Egypt. The other one, we are in Paraguay, that is in South America. We normally meet as members of the parliament in somewhere. We discuss the challenges we are getting as the young parliamentarian and the parliamentarian all over the world. Then we come with one common approach, where we normally come back to our parliament, and then it is discussed. And then we make sure those parliament will go and rectify what we have discussed. So we came up with them the idea and the theory that we can get some specific professionals in the government, like the one we had in Naivasha, August. It was purely for the accountants, finance officers, and we discussed very well. And at the end of the day, we agreed next year we are coming in Arusha. This one, it was purely for the human resource professionals, both in the national government, ministries, and the state corporation, including our independent commission. The TSE is here, and the other commissions, we have invited them. The thing is, what we have discussed here, be assured, will be tabled to the cabinet. Whatever we have discussed here will be tabled to the cabinet. So that is the main thing. And if we have some areas need enactment of the parliament, then we'll also have to table it to the parliament. And I will assure you, it will be implemented. So we are so grateful, we are so happy, and may God bless you so much.
Your Excellency, is that there's a lot of lethargy, that is the right word. There's a lot of sloppiness, slowness, you know. Things are just too rigid, too slow, you know, in the human resource function. I want to agree with the President that we need a lot of changes to cope with the times. That is what I have experienced. The same things which were there when I was joining service in 1990s are the same things there. And now it is even a strange world to some of the young people. Like Ngesa there, we are now inducting into the service.